just what is emotional fragility? And how does it affect our sense of mental stability and our overall well-being? That's what I want to talk about today. Now, in the wake of AI and social media, I think that this topic is indeed apropos. Friends, I recently stumbled upon a disturbing report about a teenage boy named Sewell Setzer of Florida, and he passed away by suicide in February of this year, 2024. However, according to his mother, his death was attributed to his budding relationship, quote unquote, with a chatbot on an AI platform open to minors. I believe he was only 14. His mother alleges that he had an emotional connection to this chatbot and was engaging in a chat dialogue with it for months, even up until hours before his death. But friends, the issue wasn't the fact that he was chatting. It was the nature of the chat. It was as if he had been chatting with a living being, a person. He shared his dark fantasies and twisted thoughts with something that simply wasn't real. Setzer confided in the bot and alluded to the fact that he was suffering from depression and mental instability. And to add to this, he was dealing with suicidal ideations. And although the bot did express technological emotional concern, it failed to alert authorities or parents to Setzer's cry for help. So friends, this raises a moral ethical issue, and I've talked about this before with AI, and also a newfound awareness surrounding mental health and what I call mental fragility. Friends, let's delve right in. This is indeed a heavy topic, but I want to tackle it because it exemplifies not only the mental instability of teens, but the failure of us as a society to properly address it. And as a matter of fact, what we're actually doing is fostering it. Let me explain. I remember when I was growing up and there were words and phrases that were used, I should say, to describe people who had disabilities. Today, we are told that using these words is derogatory. Words such as retarded, handicapped, and midget are indeed archaic and have been replaced with developmentally disabled and little people. Now, I've often said that these words have meaning, and to simply change the word does not necessarily change the meaning of the word. And I think it's evident that changing words into euphemisms serves the purpose of softening the emotional blow that we have said a handicapped person or a midget may endure. Friends, who sets these rules and why have we accepted them? I'm pushing back on this because saying that a person who is profoundly retarded is developmentally disabled is really ambiguous and does not adequately explain what it means to be developmentally disabled. But these days the meaning really doesn't matter, because what the goal is not to hurt someone, not to hurt someone's feelings. And after all, we don't want to be meanies. We don't want to call a transgender a transvestite because it is now derogatory and slanderous. But I beg to differ. What we are doing is covering up the truth of what something is. And we're also cultivating a generation of fragile people that are weak-minded and incapable of accepting things for what they are. Now, not only is this subject we're talking about today having to do with censorship, because we're talking about using euphemisms. We're talking about not being able to say what we really feel and what we really mean. And we're also talking about censorship. And all of this has to do with the fear of offending others. Now, it's come to a point where we don't know what to say because the definition of what is politically correct changes daily. It is now offensive to call someone homeless. They say it's better to use the word unhoused. But what does that really mean? Think about it. Are they saying that the person is displaced? What is wrong with the word homeless? Doesn't that word describe those without a home? Is that not the truth of the matter? So this is what we're doing. We are on eggshells talking to people gently. We're lying about the true condition of the world and its people, treading lightly for fear of losing our jobs and our reputation. We don't want to get canceled, especially if we have a social media platform. But the people that this censorship is aiming to protect are contributing to their mental and emotional fragility and instability because they can't deal with the state that they are actually in. By trying to do what we believe is morally upright, we are actually fostering mental illness. Why can't we just leave things as is? Why are we so arrogant? We keep thinking that everyone and everything on earth needs our input, which brings me back to young Sewell Setzer, who is a product of our modern society. You see, it wasn't AI who contributed to his death. It was us. It was the do-gooders. The do-gooders in the field of psychology, psychiatry, SEL, government, and the social sciences. Yes, those famed PhDs. Those who are contributing to the cultivation of weak minds and broken hearts. You see, we think that euphemisms protect people. We seem to believe that being kind means not telling the truth. Friends, the truth is all we have, and we need to understand ourselves and the world. We say we love our family, our children, spouses, and so forth, but we hold back how we think and what we feel. We use words that don't really convey the truth, but instead make others feel good, and that's what we call kindness. How can we garner strength and love in the absence of truth? When I was a girl, there were bullies, and there are bullies even now. But back then we were taught to stand up to them. Nowadays we have anti-bullying campaigns. We seem to believe that in order to have goodness, we must eradicate its antithesis. But what some think is a moral evil is actually not. It is a necessity for strength of character. We are not teaching our children to work on their character, and as a result they are weak and afraid of the world. They instead look to AI and social media to give them esteem, love, and a sense of companionship. And that is what we all want. And we can have it if and only if we learn to cultivate it within ourselves. However, where do we really begin? Well, I say first we need to be strong. We need to be strong enough to live life facing hard truths. The soft words and cover-ups need to go. We have to teach our children the unpleasant realities of life so that they will no longer live in the fantasy of AI and social media. You see, for Setzer, AI was an escape from his painful reality of lonesomeness and a lack of self-love. He looked to AI to close that void, but nothing can fill the void that love is designed to fill. Now, I say all of this not to condemn technology, but to offer introspection. We need to hold ourselves accountable. AI did not create us, we fashioned it. And moving forward into the near future, I see that AI can be rewarding and also perilous if we look to it as an escape from reality. If you like this content and you want more, please subscribe, follow, and like. Your support means everything. Until next time.